saw an article this week on the internet, and in it, it stated that professors in the UK are claiming that their students are struggling to read textbooks cover to cover because the concepts and language in there are too difficult for them to understand. Really? That's why you think they're not reading their textbooks? And the students have responded to this claim, stating that while it's true they do struggle to read their textbooks, it's not because it's too difficult, but rather they don't have enough time. Really? That's the reason why you're not reading your textbooks? Well, I'm here to tell both sides that you guys are both full of I mean, really, I'm sure most of these professors haven't read these books cover to cover. There's like 1,000 pages in here. You want me to let you in on a secret? You want to know why nobody reads their textbooks? It's because they're boring. And the crazy thing is you have both sides pointing at each other like they're the one to blame. The problem is the model how courses are set up is flawed.
You want to know what school was for most of my life? This is it. Hey, professor, what chapter is the exam on? Oh, okay, cool. That's the only thing I'm studying.
And that's all I did. I read it so I could remember it long enough to take the exam, and the minute I put my pencil down, mental dump, forgot everything. And that's the problem. Most courses are confined to the students only learning the material rather than having an understanding of the subject itself. And that's not always the professor's fault. A lot of the times they're handcuffed by the curriculum that they're forced to teach. But some of the best professors that I had were the ones that used multiple stimuli and got you to look through multiple avenues in order to teach their lesson. Because not everybody learns the same way. You know how the saying goes, there's more than one way to skin a cat, right? Did I use that the right way? I've never used that before. Did I use that the right way? But what I do know is read, lecture, rinse, repeat ain't cutting it. But see, the problem is education is no longer the pursuit of knowledge. It's competition. It's competition among students to perform well on tests so they can get good internships or good job placement. And it's competition among universities so they can get the highest performing students so they can increase their prestige. And herein lies the problem. Rather than education being enrichment or knowledge-based, it's results-based. That type of environment is not conducive to learning. And I know this because now that I'm out of school is when I want to go back to school to take classes to learn stuff now. This time without the pressures of having to get good grades or perform well on a test. This time for the sheer enjoyment of learning something new. And as much as the responsibility of education lies within the student, it's the professor's duty to inspire. And unfortunately, it sounds like the majority of education in the world is uninspired. But see, like I said before, it's almost like the system was made to provide an uninspired experience. So the system itself needs to change. And I get that my view is somewhat utopian, and I know there's competition out there in the real world. But the goal of education is enrichment. Unfortunately, I don't see a lot of that. So to all those good, inspiring teachers out there, thank you for what you do. Continue to do it and look for those right buttons to push to connect with your students. And to all the students out there, learn because you want to. Learn the material, but then also supplement that with your own learning. That's usually the most beneficial. But to the teachers and the students pointing their fingers and blaming each other and ultimately the textbook on the lack of educational experience, let me just tell you something. Wake up!